All right, yesterday, some of you guys know I broke another American record on a rowing machine, pat on the back, so on and so forth. But really, that's not the important thing. I mean, yeah, it represents I'm doing pretty well. I've been on this carnivore diet for now 8 years, still performing at a high level, not getting sick, obviously. But the real point of this is, I've done just so many consultations with people over the years. And one of the things that sort of distinguishes those between those that are successful and those that are not successful is the point where you decide that at what point do I decide I'm just not going to poison myself anymore? I'm just no longer going to eat the garbage which is making me sick and ill. At what point in your life do you say that is no longer who I'm going to be, right? And once you do that, once you make that decision that I don't care what the temptation is, I don't care what the reason is, it's just not me anymore. It's like deciding that I am no longer going to be this sick person, this whatever it might involve. And once you make that decision, and I don't know what it takes to make that. Some people never make that decision. In fact, most people never make that decision. Some people, it requires some enormous tragedy to get them to finally, make that change. Some people, if they experience benefits of the diet really early on, will notice that this is why we see so many older people doing this diet now, because they know what it feels like to live in a very compromised state. That is just what aging kind of is. It's you progressively lose capacity, you progressively lose function, you progressively get more and more uncomfortable until you finally get to a point where you're like, I'd rather be dead. And when you no longer are, at least on that route, or you're on a very slow path to that route, it makes a huge difference. And so I'm asking you, what is keeping you? What is your reason that you cannot make that decision to decide that I'm no longer a sick person, I am no longer a addict to this ultra processed garbage, I am no longer someone who is a slave to the marketing propaganda, I am a slave to my taste buds? At what point do you make that decision? And and for those that did make that decision, what was it that helped you to make that decision? Was it an event? Was it a final level of frustration? Was it an injury? Was it something you read or saw or were inspired by? I'd like to know, because again, we want to share these. We want to, again, all things being equal, I would rather be in a society of happy, healthy people than a society of sick, depressed, dependent, and angry people, which is where we are increasingly heading, or so it seems, right? All right, guys, let me know what you think. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will talk to you in the very near future. Bye-bye, guys.